Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank, Our Country, Your Bank, and Smart, bringing people together.
Live from the GBM studios in Belize City, it's Open Your Eyes. Start your morning right with your hosts, April Martinez and Isani Caetano.
Good morning and welcome to Open Our Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I am Isani Caetano.
And I'm April Martinez. Good morning, Belize. Good morning, Isani.
Good morning, April. It's July 6th.
It is.
Yes,
already.
We're 2 days behind the 4th of July. The Americans celebrated.
Their independence.
And we're on the heels of several World Cup outcomes. We're going to be discussing that a little bit later on in the show. But yes, it is Monday, July 6th. It's the beginning of a new week.
It is. We're already in what I guess the kids would say the middle of summer, right? Everybody's out. School is out. Parents are counting down the days till school start again. There's so many summer programs. There are all of these things that are happening.
Parents are facing back to school expenses already.
That as
I know
well.
I'm there. So.
Yes, I can imagine, and I have not been in school in a very long time. We have my brother that's still in high school, so I'm still in the know of what is taking place in terms of kids going to school and kids being out of school. But are they doing anything to like pass the time? Camps, work experience?
So here's the thing, right? Every summer, there's a wave of activities and programs for kids to get involved with, right? So you have summer school, you have swimming camp, you have all of these, and that's just to name a very few, right?
Yeah.
But the idea is to engage kids constructively over the 2-month period, right? Where you find things for them to do outside of the academic setting, right? Some people need to go back to school and strengthen some of the subjects
I think
that they're,
like
or the
2
areas
weeks of
that
summer school,
It depends actually. Some more than 2 weeks, but I'm simply saying, for some, they do have to go back to school to strengthen some of the areas that they may be weak in ahead of the new year, the new school year. For others, you have to find alternative things for them to do, right?
Keep busy.
Yes, learn how to swim, do some track and field sports camps and things of that sort. But yes, and then you also have some kids who just stay at home, right?
I don't know. I was having this conversation with a colleague of mine because I was thinking like as a high school kid or as a primary school kid, like where was I during summer? And I realized that there were so many things that like I was never at home just being idle, right?
Yeah.
There was always something to do, whether it was like scouts or whether I probably did a couple summer schools myself. I was already like venturing into archaeology, so I was in those digs and so on. And so I definitely occupied my time.
Man. Good for
I
you.
definitely occupied my time.
If I could recall, like, and it's been a while since I left high school as well, right? But I think I worked only 2 summers for high school, my high school years, right? In second form, I recall working at the Belize, the international airport, right? And I'm not sure if it was already named the Philip Goldson, but at the international airport, let's say, right? And I was a second form student at SJC, and I'm thinking to myself,
what were you doing there?
I'll get to the funny part of it, right? No, so as a high school student at SJC, I'm thinking, okay, well, they'll probably give me a clerical job or something,
right.
Have to do with books and things of that sort, right? Little did I know that when I showed up to work on the first day, it was to join a construction team, right? And the purpose or the task at hand was for us to break up part of the runway so that they could extend the tarmac.
Oh, wow.
Right? So we had pickaxe and shovels and stuff like that. And I think I got and worked that first day, probably dressed up something like how I didn't really
Yes,
know, right?
because thinking you'd be in the office.
Boy, that was the biggest disappointment in my life. And I tell you, it only lasted 2 weeks, right? That pickaxe thing there and that shovel thing and never for me. Honestly, I probably worked 2 weeks of that and I moved out of my life,
Well,
right?
there you have it,
But that
folks.
was one of the turning points where I said, you know what, that kind of hard labor, I respect it, but that's enough for
That's
me.
not your job. Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
that was a lesson that I took away from it. But nonetheless, right? Look, we're saying to many of those guys who are out there, you know, if you want something to do constructive, there's nothing wrong with joining a team and do some hard labor. That's not kill nobody.
I agree, and I think that and let us know in the comment section below. Give us these stories, because I find that now whenever I look at the airport, I'm looking at the extended tarmac, and I'm like, Isani shoved that
a
shovel.
very, very, very small
You know,
thing.
Isani did a pickaxe thing there. Like, that's what I'm gonna think now. But you know, as parents, I imagine you're trying to find you know, ways that your kids can spend their pastime during the summer. So let us know in the comment section below what they're doing.
All right, April, let's jump into our show lineup
Yes.
because we have an extended 5 things to discuss later on in the
Indeed.
show, right? So we're going to be having 2 conversations this morning, and they're also going to be extended conversations. First, we're going to be discussing Caribbean creativity, right? The UWI and the UB are going to be joining us. Representatives from these 2 institutions are going to be joining us to discuss the next wave of talent.
Yes.
So it's a showcase where we're looking at local or national and regional talent within the Caribbean region, right? So that's the first one. Secondly, we're also going to be discussing growth and innovation. We're going to be joined by our friends from FULTEC, and they're going to be discussing another year of impact and progress where technology is concerned. So we have 2 interesting conversations for you guys this morning.
All right. And in our 5 things that you need to know, we are going to be continuing our extended conversation that we had last week, Friday, with the Prime Minister of Belize, John Briceño, as he assumes the Defense Ministry, the Ministry of Defense. Our next item to discuss are the new changes within Home Affairs. As we know, with all of the different scandals and so forth, there's been a shift in cabinet. Now we have changes within Home Affairs with Julius Espat's tour of Honorable Julius Espat's tour of police stations across the country, and the introduction of a new crime fighting unit. As Isani mentioned earlier, it's all about World Cup here in Belize and across the world. There are amazing elimination games over the weekend that had us at the edge of our seat. And just to kind of stay within that political conversation, our former Miss Universe, Bella Zabane, has spoken out or given her take and opinion on the ongoing PUP scandals and conversations on budgets. And finally, KTV The Remix Season 8, it premieres tomorrow night.
Live audience.
Live audience with 12 contestants, and I think this is the elimination round of 2 contestants, so it's going to be hot. But let's jump into some political conversations, starting with the shuffling of the cabinet because of this now Mira scandal.
Well, it's more than just the Mira scandal at this point, right?
Yeah.
The Mira millions, if you ask me, that may just a tip of the iceberg, right?
Yeah.
So now you have, you know, several scandals running concurrently, so to speak.
Indeed.
And it's been quite a heavy few weeks for us in the newsroom, simply because, you know, there's never a dull moment. Every day there's a leak of documents, and then we're forced to sit with it and you know, process it and then present it to our audience, right, as best as we possibly can. But the real issue here is the People's United Party administration is under serious fire, right? And man, when you think about corruption, when you think about stamping out corruption, but you have members of the House of Representatives, ministers of cabinet, who are supposedly engaged in these kinds of activities where, you know, it's a wholesale fleecing of the public purse, right?
Yeah.
When you think about goods and services being procured and you look at the costs and how bloated some of these costs are and people line their pocket, it's a serious thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, I said a few weeks ago that it's almost as if though you know, this whole issue with the Alberto Agas thing, which he goes to the magistrate's court this morning at 9 o'clock
Yes,
in
he
San
does.
Ignacio, along with his attorney. So this whole issue set off a firestorm, right? So in my mind, I'm saying, look, if Oscar Mira sits down and thinks about it, he'd probably change his mind.
Yes, that was
from even venturing down that
he
road.
overdealt his hand
Right?
with that, yes.
So what this ended up doing is this send off a shockwave, so to speak, where documents, smart stream payments just began inundating the newsrooms across the country. Well, the primary two newsrooms at this point, right? And so out of that comes all of these things. Now, Friday we led our newscast with the announcement that Prime Minister John Briceño has assumed responsibility for the Ministry of Defense, right?
Yes.
This is because the substantive minister since 2020 was basically sidelined because he too is involved in another scandal at the Ministry of Defense.
Yeah.
Now, this is what worries me as an individual, as a taxpayer, and as a proud Belizean, right? This is just the Ministry of Defense. This is just the Ministry of Defense. Think about that,
Yeah.
right? So, out of this whole Ministry of Defense scandal, you have Oscar Mira, you have Florencio Marin Jr., now Ramon Monchi Cervantes' name comes up in there with J&J Imports, right?
That's relative.
So that's three cabinet ministers, three people who are a part of the Briceño administration 2.0, who are in one way or the other named in what's taking place at the Ministry of Defense. So my question is, you have several other ministries about the place, right? Within the government infrastructure. We didn't even start looking at the other one there yet.
Yeah.
Right? So, sorry.
ahead.
Just to say this, right? So, on Friday, we reported that PM Briceño took on the responsibility of defense. Now, this is arguably, from our count, the 7th ministerial role
Yes,
that
it
he
is.
has taken
It
on.
is.
And now you only have 2 super ministers, really, right? You have John Briceño as leader of government, then you have Julius Espat, right? And so I'm thinking to myself, well, so what about the deputy prime minister? What about these other senior ministers within the Briceño cabinet who could have been given these extra responsibilities? Because it's an interim thing, right? That
It's
for the
I
period
think
of
for
the
3
audit,
months or something
yeah,
like that.
right? So perhaps they could have taken it on, but I'll leave this there, right? There's only so much that the Prime Minister can take on, right? When there was an issue in the sugar industry last year, he moved aside Abimai from that and he took on sugar directly,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Now there's an issue in defense, and instead of assigning that to another minister, he took it on. Against the fact that earlier in the week he said that there are 26 of them as elected officials, right? Elected area representatives and prospective, you know, cabinet ministers.
Yeah.
But he never gave it to nobody else. I don't know if it's a competency thing or if
Right.
it's a trust thing. At this point, to me, everything screams lack of trust.
We had a conversation about this on Friday, Paul and Sabrina and I, and there were persons in the comment section asking that same question. Why is it that another minister didn't take it on? And I sat back and I thought about it for a bit, and I mentioned when Home Affairs was being shuffled, right? And it seemed that nobody wanted to touch Home Affairs, right? Everybody was like very standoffish about it, just because of all of the drama that was surrounding the ministry at that time. I'm wondering then if that is the same with the Ministry of Defense right now because of the under hot water.
Well, here's my thing, right? In the previous administration, right? In the Barrow 13 years, he famously came out, former Prime Minister Dean Barrow came out and said, look, the Ministry of Natural Resources, including the Lands Department, are a hotbed of corruption. So now the same parallel can be drawn for the Ministry of Defense, right?
Yeah.
Lot of man gone line up their family pockets and things of that sort. Or so we're reporting, right? And it's disappointing. It's really disappointing. When I reflect on a post that was made by retired Major Lloyd Jones in the latter part of last week, he too shared his disappointment. You have these people, 3 of them, right? Florencio Marin Jr. as the minister. You have Oscar Mira as the junior minister, and you had Dario Tapia as the chief executive officer. 3 of these men came through the Belize Defense Force at some point. 3 of these men were educated at the Royal Academy Sandhurst, right? So they're very well in tune with Belize's national security issues and what have you. And there's a certain discipline, I would argue, that comes out of attending these prestigious institutions, right? Only for them to be named in this particular scandal. It's disappointing. So imagine if you are one of their colleagues, you went to either school with them or you were part of the military at the time when they too were members of the Belize Defense Force, and you expected more from them.
Yeah.
I could understand how that would have been disappointing.
Yeah.
Right?
I find that as well, I was listening to our newscast on Friday. You all had interviewed Miss Ella Waite.
Yeah.
Right. And her commentary on, you know, Belize is a small country. Everybody kind of related to everybody.
Yeah.
When would you, as a business, feel that you're not going to be able to, I guess, render services to somebody in government because you're related to somebody?
Well, I'll say this.
Right?
With all due respect to Ms. Waite, I believe her position was very lukewarm, if you ask me.
Okay.
Right? Because if you just say, well, let's look at the delivery of services to ensure that, yes, we did get what we paid for, in essence.
The quality of
Right?
this resource, yeah.
So you overlook the whole aspect of what seems to be nepotism or cronyism, and then we just look for if we get bang for buck.
Yeah.
No, man. I respect that, yes, but to me that's a smaller part of the whole
Well,
thing, even though that we money already spent.
Yeah.
It's who's getting the contracts, right? And how they're lining themselves up to be able to, in my opinion, continue to fleece the public purse.
And how do they get these contracts in the first place? I think that we had this conversation about certain posts for certain, you know, businesses or services being wanted, is gazetted, they're put out in the newspaper and so forth.
There's a thing called a public tender, right?
I agree. And
so you have to put it out so that all the prospective companies who want to participate turns in a bid, right? And we look for what are the best possible fit for that particular contract.
But just putting it as a part of the newspaper, the gazette, doesn't necessarily reach everybody anymore, Isani. If you want to really, really get people on this bid, there are other more mainstream platforms to do that now, right? Because all of the businesses are online.
Yes. But so maybe the process has to be revised to adjust for today's day and age, right? But the process, as far as I am aware, and I stand to be corrected if I'm off a bit here, is that you have to publish it in a newspaper, perhaps on television and radio.
Yes.
But now with digital media, that now becomes perhaps, you know, part of the revision or the updating process, right? But a lot of times, and this is again my humble opinion, we don't know who we want. We don't know who we are give the contract to. So advertising it is simply a formality.
But then
right?
see, then
It's
when
simply a
we do
formality.
the audits like this, then nobody should be upset that your family name is in a particular space.
Well,
if that's the case, Isani. Because if you don't say, well, I'm going to hire you for your services to do X amount of work for me, I just put it out there for posterity to ensure that I'm following procedure.
And that's what it is, April. Let's not be lost on that,
No.
right? In many cases, that's what it is. You ever, and I'll put this in the most layman of examples, right? You ever apply for a job,
Yes,
right?
Many.
You sit the interview,
sometimes.
right? You sit the interview, go through the entire process like any other applicant. And then somebody else gets the job and you're like, wow, how did that happen? because they knew who they wanted perhaps from the very beginning, but they have to go through the process, so it seems as if though everything was done by the books.
Yeah.
Right? So it's inarguable that, oh, we had the interview, yes. We had several resumes submitted, yes. We did a shortlisting, yes. Right? So you can't say they never do that.
But that makes it, and this is where as civilians we should be upset, because if you are going to just hire somebody because you know them or they're your friend or they're your family member without them being able to offer you adequate or quality services or resources, then you are failing the persons that you are in service to.
So in this case, right? So just to kind of bring it back home, right?
Full circle.
I recall sometime last year, or maybe a few months back, where you had this murmur within the Belize Defense Force about rations
Not being enough.
and the kind of food that they give them by to eat when they're on tour or duty outside, well, you know, in the Chicky Bowl or wherever else they go.
Yes.
Against the fact that you have their companies, these contractors who are providing services or goods to the government of Belize via the Ministry of Defense, and noodles and chicken sausages in the Gideon Valley, right? When you look at that against how much they're paying out to these companies for vegetables and all of these other things, right? And I say that because there's a huge disparity. If a man out there they feel the complaint but they leave it at food that they get, and these providers are supposedly bloating the actual cost of veggies and all of these other food items that they're supplying to the government, something is seriously wrong with that picture.
Indeed, and then these men are in arms in out there in very rough conditions, and they're already not getting paid enough, Isani.
Yes.
So for make you done to put them on that is and not feeding them properly, that has a lot to say about the way that we treat our men in service.
All right, but yes,
women.
so that the Prime Minister, they hold this responsibility now, at least for the next 3 months, right? But I don't know if Florencio Marin Jr. will return after 3 months, because this is a very stink one, really. I mean, it hard for he come out of this thing clean with the hands, you know. I never got nothing to do with it. I never know. It's damn if you do, damn if you don't. You are the substantive minister of this particular government department, so to speak, right? And all of this happened under your watch.
Yeah.
So even if you say that certain aspects you don't necessarily oversee, maybe it's a CEO, maybe it's a finance officer, whatever, the buck ultimately stops with you.
Yeah.
You were assigned that ministerial responsibility or that portfolio. Everybody, from the smallest all the way to your CEO, if you ask me, answerable to you.
Yeah.
Because when you go into cabinet and the Prime Minister asks you for an update as to what's taking place in your ministry, they're not the CEO, they're not the FO, they're not the AO, they're not the lead man with the patrol. Then they ask where they go and be there. That you.
Yeah. You as the overseer of all should know everything. But I also, and this is, I think you and I had this conversation a while ago where we ask about appointment of CEOs and appointment of FOs and appointment of directors in certain spaces, because you assign those people to be your eyes and ears to ensure that things are happening correctly, to ensure that things are being audited, to ensure that there is transparency, to ensure that there is a balance in the books. And you are the overseer, you get those paperwork and you trust, right? Big word, trust, that everything is accounted for, right? So when everybody asks you, Isani, the paperwork, when Ms. Martinez give you, you're like, yes, it's of course it's accurate,
But
right?
see, we go through great pains to establish certain processes and then implement them so that everything that we do within that framework, one is collectively agreed upon that this is the way we are do. As a team, as a ministry, as a government, this is what we're going to do.
Indeed.
Right? Against best practices or in line with best practices and so on, right? So that then we don't establish the system or the framework. Once you go outside of that, then, in a sense, you're acting rogue.
Yeah.
Right? Because, you know, are going around a system that is put in place to ensure that there are checks and balances, there's accountability and all of these things, right? I say that to say this. SmartStream was designed in a certain way where, I guess for all intents and purposes, it was to avoid some of these very things.
Yeah.
But Belize and smart, right? We try to look for every loophole, for dodge and turn corners without having to account for certain things, right? So in this case, in somebody's wisdom, they said, look, if this invoice is $100,000, right? Automatically it has to go above my office, my humble space. This has to now go to Ministry of Finance, and they go through it with a fine-tooth comb, and then the payment gets made. But wow, what if I tell you, April, just submit 10 invoice for $10,000?
Yeah.
Right?
Break it down.
Break it down. That means you could process that payment now one day, as opposed to going through the entire system as it was designed, right?
Yeah.
And it did not only happen with one individual or one contractor. This is
Several. Yeah.
No. I'll jump ahead to another conversation, right? This is where we enter Bella Zabani.
And Minister Paris's notion.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're going to Bella Zabani first because those were the
That's-
most recent remarks
yeah.
over the weekend, right? Now, some people would take offense to what Bella Zabani said in respect of upping the $10,000, right?
Yes.
Because many people are saying, well, if they don't do that with $10,000, man, just reduce it. Could you imagine the bottleneck that would create? Right? Could you imagine the bottleneck that would create if you say that we're going to reduce the threshold from 10,000 to 5,000, for instance, right? Now, I could think of many examples where I choke the system if you reduce the 10,000. And I'm just being practical.
Of course.
Government moves slow. It's a huge, robust mechanism, right?
Yes.
And the wheels turn woefully and awfully slow.
Yes.
And that just at 10,000. Imagine if you lower it to 5,000 or 3,000 or anything else below that 10,000, right? You can't go buy a printer if you need to buy printers and other equipment for your office, right? If you think you need new tires for your vehicle and not exceed the amount, where you are though?
Right.
Right? Well, you need to get the financial secretary to sign off on all of them things there.
Yes.
When will the services be delivered,
done,
if you look at it from that point of view?
And I think
Right?
it's important because we were having this conversation this morning, Isane, what the $10,000 does, right? Every single ministry has a particular budget, and every person that has a constituency, has a particular budget,
Yeah.
right? And I think that we misinterpret what the ministries do with the monies that are assigned for their ministry versus what the minister that is representing your constituency gets in order to do whatever they need to do in the constituency.
That's the CDF
Right?
responding to the,
Yes.
the Constituency Development Fund.
Yes,
Yeah.
and so we have to be very, very careful not to misinterpret those two budget
Yeah, that
lines.
hammer delay.
Right?
Two
Yes.
separate things.
Because I
Yeah.
think that when Bella made her statement, the comment section was floored in. But they're not show you what they're going to do with this $10,000, right? That you're basically in support of whatever corruption or whatever cronyism is taking place. That was basically the comment section after the statement was put out, right? And I believe that if I am going to interpret Miss Bella's statement the way that I think she was trying to frame it, and Bella, you could correct me if I'm wrong, I think what she was saying is if the budget that is of $10,000 is not enough to buy the goods and services that is needed for the ministry to run, then we should up that $10,000, right? Yes or no? Because at the end of the day, if inflation is affecting you, the individual, it's affecting all of us, right?
Including the government,
and including the government. So if
Good.
you can't buy this service anymore for $10 and you have to pay $20 and you still only have your budget at 10, then there's no way you could buy that service, right?
So the argument comes back to this for me. You have to put stricter controls. So even if you're considering the fact or the idea of increasing the $10,000, you have to put more stringent measures in place, right?
Indeed.
Because you can't put rat for man cheese, right? People will find one way or the other to circumvent a process or a system that has been put in place.
Absolutely.
So you have to be able, if you could test it, so to speak, in so many ways. I think it's a process called foolproofing or you know, things of that sort, right? You have to make sure that you can't really go wrong it. It's there and it's a system that you have to be able to go through it as opposed to going around it, right? So that is one. No, to continue the conversation.
With Bella, I wanted to also put in here, because I think it wasn't so much as to her stance or her statement, but it was person stating that she's a former Miss Universe. Should she be utilizing her platform for this political space?
Of course.
Okay.
And I'll weigh in my opinion, right?
Give me a 2 cents.
Take that opportunity here. Of course she can. No, I look at it from my point of view, right? Because I've been this, again, my opinion, I don't really care if you know pageant people and so, right? Because to me, they've lacked intellectual depth. They haven't really shared much of themselves or certain positions on certain things, right? So here you have someone now who is taking advantage of that and say, this is what I think. And some people will say it's political. Yes, freedom of association allows us to be political if we choose to do that, right? Plus freedom of expression. So one, it comes from a PUP family. We all know that, right? And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, she's never shied away from that.
Right? And she's sharing how she feels about a particular issue. I could respect that.
Yeah.
If someone says, but no, the rule enough for that or whatsoever, then what is she supposed to do?
But
what is she supposed to talk about that is of substance or meaning to what we're going through as Belizeans? Then what?
But I also believe that when we had interviewed her here on Open Your Eyes, when she was running for the crown, she had made it very clear that these are her ambitions, that after she's done, she wants to do Miss Universe, and then eventually she wants to run for office. This is her way in. She's already done with Miss Universe. Of course she can do this.
So we call it like the rite of passage, right?
Almost, she's doing what she said she was going to do. But persons are really trying to say, well, okay, if you're going to use this for this particular platform, ensure that your statements say what they mean and you mean what you say, all right? And so I don't know, it's her opinion.
Yeah, I don't take offense to what she has shared openly. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all entitled to our own, opinions on things. And again, like I said, the space allows us to do that. So.
Indeed, but Isane, apart from, Mr. Prime Minister taking defense ministry now, we have a former Miss Universe weighing in on all of this political scandal. We also now have Julius Spot at the reins of Home Affairs.
Yes, my bali. And so I was okay. So at the top of the weekend, this was also on Friday, and admittedly it got buried in the news because we had a lot of things happening on Friday, right? So my understanding is that the Special Patrol Unit, the SPU, that was headed by Aaron Gamboa, has now been subsumed within a broader unit, right? And that unit is being overseen by Chris Noble, right? So this was reported in the news on Friday.
Yes.
But these are some of the immediate changes that are taking place under the brief tenure of Julius Spot as Minister of Home Affairs. I said brief tenure because I said only 3 months, right? 90 days, right? But we're already seeing some of these changes taking place. And I was with a senior police officer over the weekend, and he was giving me some of the tea, right?
You always get tea from people.
Yeah, always good for you, rub shoulders and have these conversations. Anyway, nonetheless, man was saying, hi, Isane, the minister just pull up at the police station this morning, he won. And he didn't even talk to no senior manner, so he talked to the police officers then at the front desk and so, right? Asking them how they feel about the job and things of that sort, right? And it didn't happen only here in Belize City, it happened all the way down south and wherever he's showing up, right? And on the face of it, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know why I'm saying that? Because a lot of times when you only deal with the brass and not the rank and file, it's easy for the brass to paint a pretty picture of what's actually happening, right? Against when you talk to the Lehman, then I say, boss, planting not eat like rice, or then got to out there so and ABC,
No, it's
whatever,
not
the
happening.
actual problems on the ground, right? So for him to get this thing firsthand would probably inform some of the decisions that he'll make going forward, where the welfare of the officers at the lower rung are concerned, right? Now remember though, it's only 3 months.
But
I don't know if this will become a permanent fixture for him after 3 months or it will be passed on to someone else. But I'll also say this. Julius Espat, from I know him and in political life, has been a straight shooter, or that's how he presents himself, as a no-nonsense person.
I think that what we've seen in the MIDH, he does take his job very seriously, and I do, based on the interview that we had with him, we asked him his opinion about the Honorable Oscar Mira as well. I think his approach is, even if this is a temporary space, I have to take it as seriously, because the Ministry of Home Affairs is one of those self-destruct button ministries, right? And if you don't have somebody that is there at the helm to ensure that everything is being watched carefully, you can let it slip out of your hands very easily.
Well,
so I think this is his way of saying, I am taking this as seriously as you're giving it to me.
But here is the thing, right? Home Affairs is not one of those ministries that is plagued by all of these other scandals. Home Affairs is a heavy responsibility because we talk about citizen security,
Exactly.
right? And Belize, let's make no mistake, crime and violence is a recurrent issue for us here in this country.
It doesn't stop just because the minister is on leave.
Yes.
Exactly.
So it's a demanding job.
Yes.
Right? Someone said, look, with MIDH, he just has to provide the oversight because there's an able team of engineers and technocrats who are able to keep that ship afloat in the absence of the minister himself. But in a Home Affairs, you have to think about meetings with the departments, police department, right? You have to think about, man, there's a spike in violence at this part of the country. What do we do now? How do we sit down around a table and come up with a strategy that we could address that there?
Yes.
And when you look at the lay of the land, they play whack-a-mole, right? Because
Fix
when
it here, something else
when
up
they
there.
try control Crows Alpha argument, say Belize City kick up. Then try control Belize City, Kayo kick up. So it's a perpetual game of whack-a-mole, right?
And that's why I said when they were assigning somebody new after they reassigned Karim Musa, they were really trying to find somebody that can fit, you know, that space. And nobody may want to touch Home Affairs, right? I think
it was offered to, you know, one Mr. Henry Charles Usher.
It was.
And accordingly, he flatly said, yo, I'm not upon that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That responsibility or that headache, as it were, I don't need.
And so I applaud Minister Espat for trying to be boots on the ground first and ensure that there is somebody.
You know what's funny about it to me? Is that in the midst of all of this, we reached out to Julius Espat for some other interview that we were pursuing, right?
Yes.
And the reporter who was assigned to that interview with Julius Espat, because we were in this ongoing Mira Million scandal, said, hey, let me ask Julius what he think about this thing. And he gave his unabashed, unadulterated view on the whole thing.
Yes.
Bam! 1 week later, you hold a portfolio and all that.
You know, maybe he held his hand and walked into that one, you know. We could ask you that question and he
But he's able.
Yes, absolutely. We'll see.
He's able, and we'll see what will be done within the next 3 months.
But before we move on to more lighter topics, Isani, I do want to look at some of the comments that we have.
Then I got one more thing, then we'll move on to the lighter topic.
Yes,
but yes, go ahead.
We have our viewers that are sharing their thoughts and opinions with us, and we always thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. You know, I think it's Enid Rabatu that's saying she agrees with you when you were talking about the responsibility of a minister. Florencia Marin is totally responsible for that ministry. So anything that goes through him, he absolutely holds that responsibility. We have Dion Flowers that says, we can't up anything if there is no talent in parliament or oversight. Miss Universe believes is not a representative of the people. And that is his opinion on Bella Zabane's opinion on the $10,000 budget. But, you know, thank you all so much for engaging with us. But before we move on to lighter topics, you had one more, Isani.
Yes, it's also related to this thing,
Yes.
right? So there's an audit process underway in the Ministry of Defense, right? And a team has been put together to go through the books, so to speak.
Yes.
Now, there are concerns from within the audit department that some of these people who are on that team are very green, right?
First
and
time.
in a Creole, then I say, you don't know your ear from your elbow, right? And so, my understanding is they are scrambling for advice as to where to begin from. Now, remember, the work of the Auditor General and the audit department is a very tedious one,
Yes.
right? And 3 months to do this entire thing, when every day it seems as if though more and more to come out, this is a monumental task. And if you're not hiring or you're not bringing in the right people who know how to conduct a thorough audit exercise, then what do you believe we're going to get after 3 months? The Prime Minister called something and just shoved that down for your throat. Because the process from the beginning would not have been as proper, so to speak, as it ought to have been with the right people in place.
I think. Remember when we were discussing the budget and when it was rolling out, and I said, really would want a fine-tooth breakdown of where the monies goes and all of the things that we spend the monies on. And I believe that this is the result of not getting that sort of information, right? We want that transparency. And one thing I will say that I applaud the Belizean people for is that we are holding our government accountable. They promised us good governance, and we are holding them accountable.
Well,
to
we
that.
need the opposition to step up too. Because
Yes.
it can't just be another media versus government.
I believe they're
Right?
saying their piece, though. We've been saying their piece, but
Yeah.
as we wrap up this morning, I can't. I know that it's a KTV, but I have to talk about football before we go to KTV, because I know every Belizean was glued to their seats
Yes.
from Friday
yes.
to
Rough.
Sunday. This elimination round was one for the books. I'm
Yeah,
still
rough,
reeling off of the
bad.
Capo Verde and the Argentina match. I still have goosebumps over that match. I was locked in. My grandmother was watching football.
So how you feel about the Mexico-England one last night?
You know
and
what?
the Brazil-Norway
you know,
yesterday afternoon.
You know that these games after Capo Verde and Argentina, I said I'm not placing any bets on anybody because that one there, Argentina survived that game. They didn't win that game. They survived that game. And
To each his own.
When
It's a sentiment ministry, and I get that.
I think that the idea of it being like their first time in the World Cup, they remind me of Belize football team where they all have other jobs. You know, football isn't something that they do all the time. It was just a David and Goliath moment. And even though Argentina won, I feel like nobody will forget Capo Verde.
All right,
and I think about that.
Respect to
we
that.
talk about Brazil and Norway.
But Brazil isn't the powerhouse it once
used to
was,
be.
right?
I agree.
And this is the first time that Norway is advancing beyond this level
Since
of play, right?
'96, yeah.
Yes, sir, right? But all of that, great. I think, at least where I was last night, all Belizeans are Mexicans. And
we
the
have to
heartbreak
root
last
for
night,
neighbor.
and that collective, man, that was, and I'll tell you this, right? I just drank a bottle of water and even touched nothing else, only because I wanted to see what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? And so I was at the location and all of their people, right? Belizeans became Mexicans last night, right?
Everybody talks Spanish now.
And, they were rooting for Mexico. It's almost as if though it was patriotism.
Because I think we really wanted it, the World Cup to stay home. In Central America,
What do you say,
right? I mean, like our region, because
Yeah.
we were rooting for places like Curacao. You know, we really wanted it to stay on this side of the
Yeah.
world. But I think after that Norway-Brazil match, if you would know somebody will watch Premier League, oh no man, I know already that Norway was going to beat Brazil. If you watch Premier League, you may know that may happen, right? If you know watch, then you were surprised. But with the Mexican team, I called it, Isani. I called it so accurately that I scared myself, and I said, "Actually, my bet for true." Because again, if you watch Premier League, Bellingham is a powerhouse, and so when they score their first goal, I think in the first like half an hour, I'm like, "Yep, this will be it for sports." And I said 3-2.
No, but here's the thing, though. The first 2 goals were scored pretty much back to back.
Yes.
In
What?
consecutive possessions, right?
I closed my door. After the second goal, my parents and I were watching. I got in my room and I closed my door. I'm like, you watch my...
And now I'm you know who he is, right? Put on a full Mexico jersey yesterday.
I respect
Fully decked out, right?
You know.
By the end of the game, he sent back a picture. He got on a full Argentina jersey.
back to my usual, because now we have to try to see who else is on this side of the world that's still in the game, and I think it's only Argentina and the United States, and I think that those games are this week, right?
Yeah.
Elimination is this week, but
speaking about this week,
yes,
look,
KTV the remix
season 8 jumps off officially tomorrow night at the Bliss, and we're going to talk about summer, right?
Yes.
That means that a lot of you guys who are not doing anything this summer, it's
Can
an
come watch
open
KTV.
invitation for you to come down to the Bliss and be a part of the live studio audience tomorrow night.
Yes, but
Right.
if you are not able to join us at the Bliss, you can definitely catch us live on the KTV, the Remix Facebook page, and on GBTV
Yes.
YouTube page. So it's going to be out on all platforms for you all to watch. It is KTV, the Remix season at this point, and tickets are available here at the studio of Greater Belize Media on Coney Drive and 88 Shopping Center on Central American Boulevard. And the tickets are $5. We're not change. So you can definitely come on out and experience it. Have you ever gone to watch KTV?
Man, in the past, yes. I used to work KTV
Oh, yes.
here and there.
KTV The
Yeah.
Remix is a staple of Greater Belize Media.
Yes. So, but this year, well, this season, I should say, we're looking at different, ways to make it more interactive.
Yes.
And to have our viewers be a part of this program, this process, 8 weeks, right?
Yes.
Seems like it's a mighty long time, but it really isn't. When you look at all the weekly eliminations and you look at the work ahead for these talents, 8 weeks whiz past really quickly.
It
before
does
you know it,
whiz
we're
by
done with
quick.
August and the thing wrap up already.
And then tonight, I believe that there are going to be 2 contests. Tomorrow night, Tuesday night, there are going to be 2 contestants that will be going home. So eliminations start very strong and out the bat. So come on down, and of course, remember that these contestants can't do it without you. It is your vote that keeps them in the game. So make sure that you vote for your favorite contestant. All right, we got to move on to our weather update, and our weather update is prepared by the folks at the National Meteorological Service of Belize.
All right, the weather, as mentioned by April, is brought to you courtesy of the National Met Service. And this is what we're looking at for today and, of course, the days ahead. Today's forecast calls for sunny skies with cloudy intervals. Tonight, skies will be cloudy at times. Shower activity will be isolated. Then, expect a few showers and possible isolated thunderstorms to develop, mainly along coastal areas during the afternoon and evening hours. All right? And of course, the temperatures along the coast is 88 degrees Fahrenheit, 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Inland, it's 94 degrees Fahrenheit, 74 degrees Fahrenheit. In the hills, it's 82 degrees Fahrenheit and 68 degrees Fahrenheit, respectively. All right, so the extended forecast calls for 87 degrees along the coast and 93 degrees inland on Tuesday. On Wednesday, it's going to be 87 degrees and just a drop of 1 degree inland. It's going to be 92 degrees, right? Thursday, it's going to be 88 degrees along the coast and 93 degrees inland. And of course, Friday, it's going to be 86 degrees along the coast and 90 degrees inland. The astronomical forecast is as follows. The sun rose this morning at 5:23 a.m. It will set this evening at 6:31 p.m. and the moon will set this morning at 10:56 a.m. to rise at 11:08 p.m. All right, and of course the marine conditions, the sea state is choppy. The winds are blowing at east to southeast 10 to 20 knots, right? The tides, today's low will be at 8:26 a.m. and the high will be at 2:10 p.m. Today's low as well will be at 8:42 p.m. and then tomorrow's high will be at 2:50 a.m. All right, so that's the weather courtesy of the National Met Service. April, take it away.
All right, thank you so much, Isani, for that update. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, it's all about Caribbean creativity in focus. You don't want to miss that conversation. We'll be right back.
Football event in the world is finally here, and Smart is giving you the chance to play and win. Before every match starts, predict who will win. The more predictions you make, the more chances you have to win. Get 1 point towards your total when you guess the winning team. Predict the exact score and earn up to 4 points. The top scorer at the conclusion of the World Cup wins the grand prize of $2,500 in cash. That's not all. Players get a chance to win weekly prizes. Plus, our quarter-final winner gets a watch party package. Play directly in the Smart app for just 50 cents per entry. Prediction starts June 1st to July 18, 2026. Don't just watch the World Cup. Play along and win with Smart. Smart, bringing people together.
My name is Jadian Laverne Ikal. I am 15 years old and I am a third-term student at Corazon Creek Technical High School. For a long time, Machakilha was quiet. Wrapped in the jungle, we felt cut off from the rest of Belize. No internet, no shops for food, and no health care. To get to school, it was an hour-and-a-half hike. During the rainy season, the mud was almost knee-high. Sometimes we even had to swim across a flooded creek just to get to class. When the sun went down, I did my homework by the light of a candle. We could never stay up late to study. We had to save the candles for the next night. In May 2022, everything changed. The road finally reached Machakilha. Today, it is easy for me to go to school because we have a bus that comes right into our village. I don't have to hike through the bush anymore. I don't have to worry about the rain or the flooded creek. I can just focus on being a student. Now that we have solar lights at night, I feel confident. My homework is finished with ease, and studying for my science classes doesn't feel so tiring anymore. We finally feel connected to the rest of our country. Having these basic services makes us feel like we can be more productive, like we finally have the same chance as everyone else. My dream is to become a nurse and help the people in my village. Now that we're connected, I know my future is bright.
The Ministry of Rural Transformation continues to work with communities like Machakilha, transforming lives and strengthening communities across Belize.
Before our grid reached across Belize, it was built by generations of Belizeans committed to connecting communities and powering progress. Through the hands, the dedication, and the vision of our people, the grid grew with Belize. A nation built through strength and resilience, and a network built pole by pole. Today, that responsibility continues, strengthened by every hand that follows. Each generation building on the last and carrying forward a shared responsibility, serving communities, powering schools, hospitals, businesses, and homes, supporting a nation that continues to grow. Belize Electricity Limited, built to serve, serving Belize.
So it started off like any other summer day in Belize. I decided to go down to Builders Hardware since I hear they had 25% off on summer outdoor products. I got a couple of items, a chair, a grill, a cooler, and I got carried away, but the prices were so good. But anyways, I might have gotten comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Then I saw the news, man, the hurricane season was not playing with me. But thank God Builders also had 25% off hurricane preparedness items as well. Flashlights, batteries, sealant, first aid kits, everything I need. And guess what? My grill survived.
Running a business means every dollar counts.
As a business owner, you face different challenges every day. You need cash flow on hand as soon as you can.
With Belize Bank's same-day settlement, transactions settled by 4 p.m. are credited the very same night.
The same-day settlement will definitely make a difference for my business because I know I have money in the bank so I can pay my suppliers, my staff, etc.
Faster access to your funds, better cash flow, greater control. And with auto settlement, it's done for you every day. Same-day settlement from Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. Joining us for our first conversation, it's all about the Caribbean Creativity in Focus, and it is a collaboration with the University of Belize, the University of the West Indies, and the Institute of Creative Arts at Niche. Joining me on the couch, we have Director of the Institute of Creative Arts, Kim Vasquez. Good morning. And we have Alexander Evans, who is a musical coordinator over at University of Belize. Good morning.
Good morning.
And joining us via Zoom, we have Jessel Murray, and he is the co-artistic director of the Joyful 2 Tour. He is also a senior lecturer over at the UWI St. Augustine campus. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Rainy Trinidad.
All right.
Yes.
So this is a second Joyful Tour, and so perhaps we should begin at the foundations of the Joyful Tour in general. Let's start with you, Mr. Murray. How did this creativity come to life?
So the University of the West Indies, where we are from at St. Augustine, we are part of the Department of Creative and Festival Arts at the campus, which is one of the largest of the performing and visual arts departments at the University of the West Indies system. So we have two principal ensembles among there are 6 others, but the UWI Arts Chorale and the UWI Arts Steel, which I'm delighted to say I'm the director of the UWI Arts Chorale and I'm the co-director of the UWI Arts Steel. And we have been touring since 2004. And it was our pleasure and our honor and our privilege to tour, to come to Belize, which was the first Joyful 2 tour in 2017. And we have decided, you know what, we had such a wonderful, joyous occasion presenting concerts and workshops and visiting everywhere that we asked to come back again. And the University of Belize, Dr. Joanne Difu-Bab, and of course our esteemed graduate of the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine, who is seated on the couch there, Alexander Evans. I'm looking quite humble, but we're very proud of him. He was one of the prime collaborators last time, and again he is. So we're delighted to join. We're delighted to join with Ms. Vasquez, because last time we also performed at Niche, our kickoff concert will also again be at Nish. We're performing at the University of Belize at Belmopan, and we're just delighted. We are looking forward. With 12 days to go, our bags are packed.
That's a great way of saying it. So I guess you all are familiar with each other. You all have collaborated before. What is different this time around? Let's start with you, Kim.
Oh, I just think the landscape of music ed. I just think of where we have come in Belize, from where Alex was in his own musical career, in his teaching endeavors, to where he is now, and I think to where Steel Pan is in Belize. And I can remember 2017, and I remember that was just such a wonderful performance. We enjoyed it. We had a packed turnout at the Bliss, I recall, and so when we received that, when they reached out, I said, absolutely, on behalf of the Bliss, Ika is, so enthusiastic to welcome you back.
Yeah. Alex, you are here with a different hat this time around. What has the preparation been like for you?
Well, as has already been mentioned, we're very excited. We're very much looking forward to these concerts, to this collaboration. And just to kind of elaborate on some of the differences as well, I think, as Kim would have alluded to, in 2018, I was still a student at UA. I was still a student in the Department of Creative and Festival Arts. And now, 9 years later, I'm working to build music at the University of Belize. Been away to do my master's and all of that. But I think what is especially significant now with the hat that I'm wearing is it can be a little bit tricky sometimes when you have a vision of something that you're trying to build. Because we're working to build music and the arts at the university, at Belize's National University. And because of some of the opportunities that I've had, I have a very clear picture of what this can look like. Right. What music at the National University and what the creative and performing arts can look like. But for a lot of people who might not have had that experience, that could be a bit abstract. Yeah. So for me, this is an opportunity for people to kind of see what that vision can look like several decades down the road.
So this is pretty much at its formative state, if you're saying what it will take shape to be several decades down?
Yes, yes.
What has it been like for you, Alex, in terms of putting this all together and trying to realize this particular dream or ambition to have Belizean musicians at that particular level?
I think that it's very fortunate that there seems to be a lot of buy-in from a lot of the decision makers at the national level, at the university level, when it comes to niche and other entities, because we see the development of things like the Belize National Orchestra. We see how much music education has already developed at SJC-JC, and we see things heading down that road at UB. It seems as if Belize is finally getting to a point where we realize that if we want to take bigger steps in having a greater voice when it comes to the arts, when it comes to music internationally, that we need greater infrastructure when it comes to music education, when it comes to arts education, when it comes to cultural education. So I feel like it's divine timing with everything kind of coalescing all at once.
Mr. Murray, you had said that you were here in 2017, so almost a decade ago.
Yes.
What are some of the differences in the ways that you all performed in 2017 and what we can expect in your performances coming next 2 weeks?
Well, to begin with, one of the things, and to which Mr. Evans has alluded, is there's growth. And we actually, at the Department of Creative and Festival Arts, they celebrated 40 years. So he's also looking down the road to his 40 years. The differences, the major difference in everything is that we come with entirely fresh repertoire. The UWI Arts Chorale, the UWI Arts Steel does a full season every year, 2 major concerts plus other. There's fresh repertoire. We don't repeat. So we lay out everything in terms of classical pan, classical music. We do spiritual, Broadway, folk, and clearly both groups do soca and calypso. And, you know, so we lay this out all the time in ways that people do not see. And one of the things that we are particularly proud of and to present to our own national audience as well as to your national audience is this unique pairing of steel pan and voices. That is unmatched anywhere in the world, and of course, you know, Trinidad and Tobago is proud to claim the steel pan as our national instrument, so we love taking it everywhere, and we are looking forward to the collaborations at the University of Belize. In fact, we'll even be doing performances because we are collaborating with the Anglican Archdiocese. We even going to be performing, taking part in one of their services at the cathedral on this Sunday. So, you know, and that's a little bit different because the last time we were there, we performed for inauguration of the President of Belize, but this time we're taking part in a service as well. So lots of things, but totally new, fresh repertoire that will both entertain, challenge, and educate.
So here's my thing, right? I've always had an appreciation for steel pan as an instrument and the music that comes out of it. But I've always questioned myself when it comes to players who participate in creating steel pan music that in some cases they don't, my opinion, contemporize the music. It's, for some reason or the other, it seems as if though we're playing a certain classical or what have you, but it may create a disconnect between people who enjoy that who are older versus those who are younger and are just getting introduced to the instrument. Maybe we could get your take on that, Alex?
I would love to jump in.
Okay,
I would love
please.
to jump in on that.
Go right
Can
ahead.
I jump in on that for one quick second?
Sure.
Yes.
All right. I'm the former director at Trinidad and Tobago of the Trinidad and Tobago National Steel Symphony Orchestra. And I've conducted for mature audiences, but I've also done many school tours. May I assure you that the most applause is given for the classical music.
Okay.
They like the soca, they're familiar with it, but I can tell you, I've had the evidence, and I am challenging you that when you come, there's a particular piece, I'm not going to give it what it is away, that we do in the second half of the program. I want you to, I would love you to come and say, okay, I understand what you mean. It's a classical piece, and I guarantee you, you will say, okay, because children will love it, I hope that you will love it. And yes, so there's not really a disconnect. I think we have to go the entire gamut of the classical. We have to do the soca and calypso. Clearly, those are the roots of it. We have to do jazz. We have to do other things as well. So we do the entire gamut, and I guarantee you that with experience, you can see that we will introduce people to the vast, the possibilities of steel pan.
So I kind of have my own different take on steel pan. I really do appreciate pan music, and Alex know I bias, but there was a beautiful rendition that was done, I believe, in one of our panyards. I didn't remember how many years ago, of a collaboration of pan and paranda music, and it was absolutely, I think it was Bogey Boys and Nuane was just starting with Panerifics in Belmopan. And I fell in love with the possibilities of collaboration, right? Yeah. So
the marimba and the steel pan, the Garifuna drums and the steel pan.
So can we expect something like that with this tour?
Well, we have, we actually have a piece in our repertoire. We hadn't programmed it, but it is in nature of a level that we have actually a piece called Pan Paranda, which is based on Parang, and we have other pieces like that. We do the entire fusion set, and you know, you just give me an idea because these two groups are trained to be flexible and to be responsive. And now that you've put it in our mind, who knows, we may decide to pull something out. I mean, for instance, we do have in our repertoire Tico Tico, which is of course quite famous. Oh yes, we do that all the time. So yes, and I'm sure you know Tico Tico, at least I hope you do.
Yes.
All right, so we have all of those things are in the repertoire, yes.
Alex and Kim, are we going to be seeing our own Belizeans be a part of this tour?
No.
Okay.
This
is the Joyful Two
This
tour.
is right.
Okay.
Right. I know there is.
Okay.
Right. And for me again, it comes back to something that Alex said with that vision. That vision from music ed. And I believe if we want to have this, then we have to be looking at, for example, really what we're doing right now during the summer, where we are investing in programs in Corozal for wind, and we have music as well down in Dangriga, and just trying to really give that support from music education, coming all the way up from preschool, primary school, all the way up to UB. And so I really hope that the audience is filled with a lot of our music students, a lot of our children and youth to be inspired by what could be done, you know.
There may be some room for collaboration for the Belmopan edition. Mr. Murray and I are currently in conversation to see what we can put together, because, you know, following in the footsteps of my alma mater at the University of Belize, I am the founding director of the UB Steel as well as the UB Chorale. So there's a direct one-to-one relationship. And a lot of people wouldn't know this, but during my time at UA, I was actually a member of the UA Arts Chorale.
Okay.
And you know, everything that I know about choral directing, I learned from Mr. Murray.
Okay.
So I think that it's an excellent opportunity, and perhaps we lean into that direction that you mentioned.
Yes. So there's two performances, right? So there's one at the Bliss and there's one in Belmopan.
Yes.
So you may be able to see that collaboration in
Let's step back for a second here and get a bit personal. But for some, they may already know your story and your journey through music. For others, perhaps you would want to share with them what informs your love of music, and particular steel pan and choral.
You're sure we have enough time? I've always had a love for music. I didn't start playing music until a relatively late age, about 15 or 16, and I was initially self-taught, but it always kind of just came naturally to me. I always tell people that I'm an extremely emotional person and an extremely logical person, and music is one of the few things that combines both of those two in equal parts, or close to being in equal parts, being something that's very mathematical but also something that's very emotive. So in 2016 I got the opportunity to pursue my bachelor's degree in music at the University of the West Indies St. Augustine campus, where I graduated as the most outstanding student in not just the music department but the entire creative arts unit. And then in 2023, I believe, yes, in 2023, I became the first Belizean to earn a Chevening Scholarship in the arts. And I went to the University of Bristol in England to pursue my master's degree in music composition. And I've since returned home to work at the University of Belize, where we're working towards building music, and that's through both a music institute, which we hope to launch very soon, which the goal is to make music education more accessible, and then also an actual formal music degree bachelor's program at the university, which we hope to come on board a little bit later.
Wow. I am still kind of reeling at the fact that you have 60 persons coming and there's this huge collaboration with all of your entities. It's a lot of moving parts. And so can you tell us and our viewers when they're coming, where can we expect some of these performances, time, place, is it free of cost? Kim?
Yes.
Deets.
So they have a whirlwind itinerary. I think we met all the collaborators last week, and I could see that from the touchdown next Friday. Next Friday, boy, you know, it's a lot. They have their technical rehearsal at the Bliss. And just to move them from where they're staying at the hotel.
Yeah.
Well, the pans are, you know, they were shipped. But just to move them from their hotel to the Bliss requires a big tour bus. One of those big air-conditioned bus. And then they have their performance on Sunday at the Bliss. It's at 6 p.m. and it is a free concert.
Right.
The Bliss isn't charging a dime.
Both concerts.
Both
are
concerts are free. So that means you need to try to get your tickets in advance. The box office has them going as of today. Come get your tickets, reserve them, because you know when they're gone, they're gone. And then I believe they have some. I will let after Sunday. I will pass you over to Alex, so Alex can tell you what will happen after that concert at the Bliss.
Yes, on Wednesday, July 22nd, they will be performing at the Jaguar Auditorium on the UB Belmopan campus. And that concert starts, I believe it's at 6:30, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And as was already mentioned, it's a free concert. And I just want to stress for music lovers, this is an opportunity to experience something that at a level that we don't get to see in Belize very often. By now, you know, 9 years on, the members of the ensembles would probably be greatly changed. It's probably a mostly whole new set of people from when I was there, but I can confidently attest to the level of musicianship that they're at just because I know the system and I know the standard that Mr. Murray and Mr. Delas and everybody else there at UE has set for them.
So we have the 19th here in the Bliss and the 22nd in Belmopan. So two UB Jaguar Auditorium, and so we have two performances free of charge for anybody to come out and to experience, and you should come out and experience it. For our viewers, final words, Mr. Murray, as you all have packed your bags and are ready to come, tell us what we can expect.
Yes, so you can expect, as I said, just steel alone, chorale and steel, in a seamless performance, including, we have actually Spanish Mass, the famous Misa Criolla, which is Argentinian based. And you can expect, as I said, everything from the popular classics to other types of things, all the way to soca and calypso grand finale celebrating David Rudder, one of our most famous persons, of course, famous worldwide famous. We are very much looking forward to the performances to deliver on behalf of the UE Arts Chorale and Steel. We hope to thrill, we hope to educate, we hope to uplift, and of course, above all, we are going to be joyful.
Wonderful. Well, thank you all so much for coming here with us. We look forward to seeing everyone on stage. We look forward to hosting you all here at home in Belize. And of course, I imagine that we expect an amazing performance. Thank you all so much for joining us. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with more Open Your Eyes, so don't go away. We'll be right back.
Child marriage and early unions do happen in Belize. Not everywhere, but in some communities, it is still seen as normal. It often affects teenagers who enter relationships that pushes them into adulthood too soon. Child marriage and early unions take away childhood. They can lead to school dropouts, early pregnancies, financial dependence, exposure to STIs, and a higher risk of abuse.
To learn more, follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
After an incredible round of auditions, 12 lucky contestants have been selected to compete in KTV The Remix Season 8. And now it's time to see them shine live. Join us at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts on Tuesday, July 7th at 8 p.m. and cheer on your favorite contestant as they battle it out on stage. Tickets are available now at Greater Belize Media's office on Coney Drive and 88 Shopping Center on Central American Boulevard. Don't miss the excitement of KTV The Remix live. We'll see you at the Bliss.
He skipped nights out, said maybe next time too often. Ramen became a lifestyle, all for this moment, his first car. Protect what you've worked for with RF&G Motor Insurance.
Belize assumes the presidency pro tempore of the Central American Integration System, CICA. Over the next 6 months, Belize's presidency will focus on strengthening the region's integration agenda, with priority placed on cooperation in energy, climate change, migration, and security. A strong and effective regional integration is the foundation upon which a better future for all Central Americans must be built.
After an incredible round of auditions, 12 lucky contestants have been selected to compete in KTV The Remix Season 8. And now it's time to see them shine live. Join us at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts on Tuesday, July 7th at 8 p.m. and cheer on your favorite contestant as they battle it out on stage. Tickets are available now at Greater Belize Media's office on Coney Drive and 88 Shopping Center on Central American Boulevard. Don't miss the excitement of KTV The Remix live. We'll see you at the Bliss.
The next station is not just a place, it's the vacation capital of the world. Mexican, Caribbean, the vacation capital.
He skipped nights out, said maybe next time too often. Ramen became a lifestyle, all for this moment, his first car. Protect what you've worked for with RF&G Motor Insurance.
Life moves fast. Your connection should keep up. Need more credit? More data? A flex bundle that fits your lifestyle? With Smart Prepaid, they're a prepaid option for every lifestyle and budget, making it easy to stay connected wherever you are. Because with Smart Prepaid, you can connect on your terms. Purchase credit, data, flex bundles, prepaid plans, and all your favorite prepaid services at any Smart agent, Smart showroom, or simply dial *100 key. No stress, no waiting. Just fast, easy, convenient ways to stay connected every day. Smart Prepaid. Connect on your terms.
And welcome back. Joining us for a second conversation this morning, our friends from next door. In the house this morning is Hector Molina. He's a Senior Marketing and Communications Executive at FULTEC. And he's joined by Janelle Flowers. She's a Marketing Representative at FULTEC. And of course, FULTEC is celebrating 34 years this year. Good morning.
Good morning and happy birthday to FULTEC.
Happy anniversary. Let's talk about the celebration and what you guys have been up to next door.
Sure. So this year we started off with lots of different activities. As you'll notice, we haven't been on the show for a while, and that's because we've been busy doing different initiatives. This year we started off with some certifications with a partner called NEC Solutions, and we went to 2 schools that we started off with. Went to St. John's and Junior College, and we went to Curacao Community College where we did a certification with the students, thanks to this partnership, right? And the idea was to help give hands-on skills, and we took the tools, we gave the tools away as well, so that they could have that practical experience rather than just, you know, you do a lot of theory in school, but you don't do the hands-on part. So that was one of the things that we started with. We have done other things too as well with other partners. For example, just last month we had our partnership forum with Trimble Solutions, and they sell geospatial solutions. So solutions for engineer, architecture, as well solutions for agriculture. I mean, there's a whole lot that we've been doing with our partners of recent. We actually did too as well with Fortinet, who's a cybersecurity brand, or you'd say solution provider. And we also did some type of training with select schools too as well with them. So I mean, we've been very busy in terms of that, because 34 years is a, you know, a lot of
it's a significant milestone.
A lot of years. Yeah.
And we are trying to continue leading when it comes to providing solutions, not just selling products. Anyone can sell a product, but we're trying to sell solutions plus expert support. Because when we do sell any solution that we offer, either that be power protection, data protection, we also get the experts to give training to those customers that are purchasing this equipment so that they could better utilize the technology.
Yeah, I feel like tech has changed dramatically in the last, not even 34 years, in the last 5 years, right? We seem that we have to keep, you know, upgrading or buying new tools to keep up with this global race, really. And so it's very commendable that FULTEC is kind of there leading that charge. But how do you ensure that us as consumers are keeping up to date as well?
Well, we do sometimes select trainings again with certain customers. We haven't done this as yet, but something that I do plan to do going forward is probably doing some lives, you know, doing some tutorials, some type of material for customers to check out online and know how to utilize the technology. But I mean, AI is for example, one of the things that can help customers out there in terms of understanding, you know, creating content and what's not. But yeah, I mean, there are some couple videos that we do post on our page too as well that kind of, you know, give an example, or you'd say like a demo of how the equipment works. So whenever we do sell solutions, we actually put our content there for customers to view on our page, either that be Facebook, social media, and they could.
I know you. Go ahead.
So aside from the solutions aspect of what FULTEC has to offer to its customers, I think our viewers out there are also wanting to hear from you guys. What else is in store? Or in store, quite literally.
So when it comes to July is a month of celebrations. Again, besides we have deals on what people are looking for, like for example, laptop for students, backpacks, printers for students, for teachers, for the school itself, Wi-Fi solutions, power protection, because we're in the hurricane season. We are also doing a raffle, our annual raffle, right? And this year we have 18 prizes. We partner with 16 companies that includes both locally and globally, which are some of our you know, international partners like HP, Epson, Acer, Linksys, and we actually have people here locally like Grace, you know, Ian Anderson, Kiki Witz, Island Magic Villas, that actually collaborated with us here at FULTEC, and they provided a prize for our raffle. And it's very simple to participate, where you're purchasing at FULTEC and saving on some of the tech needs that you have. You get a ticket with every $50 purchase. So you spend $200, that's 4 tickets. And the more you spend, technically, the more chances you get to win.
I just want to mention some of the prizes.
Sure.
So we have our grand prize, which is our 65-inch Tesla TV this year. We also have a wide number of luxury overnight stays from our local partners. We have gift baskets, we have smart home cameras, we have a 4-pack Linksys mesh router set. That's an amazing prize. And it goes on. I honestly, wish I could have been a part of this.
Your family could participate on your behalf. No, but so just once again for our viewers, how can you enter this?
So very simple. Either you purchase in store at the Belize City branch or at the Bangopan branch. As well, you could purchase through social media. I mean, we take a lot of orders through WhatsApp, through Facebook. Social media is like also another channel, another store for those who cannot make it personally, but they can do their transfer online, and we just ship it out through Easy, through BPMS, through Tropicare, through Water Taxi, whoever you want, whichever works out for you, and you automatically enter. As long as your purchase was over $50, you get a ticket for every $50.
Yeah.
And we normally take pictures when we do the tickets for our, you're maybe in PG, and just to show you that we're actually doing it, we send you a proof of the picture with the raffle tickets filled with your name and your information.
Right. So this is going to be all July.
Yeah, for the entire
month
of July.
So when does it close?
So that's going to be the 31st, which is a Friday. We're going to be doing the live. It's going to be on Facebook at 4 p.m. We're going to do the live drawing. That's something that we normally do, always at the end of the month. And 18 prizes, so there's a lot to win. And it's not just these, but every week we're releasing a Fun Friday challenge, because Fun Friday is another thing that we do for July, where it's a simple competition online. Last week it was to follow our page and just share a review, and you automatically entered for a chance to win. This week here, it's a little bit different. Janelle could probably...
Sure. So like Hector mentioned, we drawed our first Fun Friday last week Friday, and the current Fun Friday was also launched last week Friday. So you have an entire week to participate. So this week's Fun Friday is a Instagram challenge where you follow our Instagram page at FULTEC Systems. You like the post, you tag 2 friends, and you're automatically entered. We also have a bonus entry which you can share it on your story and tag us, and that can mean that you get extra entry into the raffle. So the more you share, the more chances you get into entering, and you can win a wireless a wireless mic. Those people who like to do like TikTok videos or content. This is for you guys.
Yeah, so it's something like for people that into content creation, you want to be a TikToker, you get 2 mics and it's wireless and it's type C. So it could work with either iPhone, your Android phone, and it comes with the carry case, and the carry case is actually the charger for it. And it's very simple to participate. I mean, you just go ahead, follow our Instagram profile, like it, and then tag a couple of friends, and then again, if you share this in your story, that's an additional entry. Very easy to do, no purchase necessary. So different things that you could just
this will be drawing on Friday.
Right, and Friday we'll release the next one.
For the entire month of July.
So, and this one, your Instagram handle is at FULTEC_systems.
Correct.
Okay. So I like that you're doing different social media, because everybody is everywhere in different platforms. Some people have Facebook, some people only have Instagram, some people only have TikTok, some people have none. So you have to be able to meet everyone where they are.
And we find that very interesting, because so far we see that Instagram is very popular.
Yes,
and it's mostly young people participating in these activities, and we do appreciate that.
All right, so for 34 years of FULTEC, we are celebrating every Friday with a giveaway. We're having the big raffle at the end of this month, July 31st. What else are we doing?
So we are also doing our annual Customer Appreciation Day. That's scheduled for July 17th, which is a Friday. And for Customer Appreciation Day, on that day only, you get double raffle tickets. That's the start. So you come in and you do your purchase, you get double tickets instead of just one, so you get more chances to win. We'll have refreshments, we'll have snacks, we'll have different people joining us. I could give you a hint, Grace is going to be joining us. So they're going to be, at FULTEC Systems with their own deals too as well, that we're going to be distributing on our group chat. As well, we're going to have Spin the Wheel. Yes. Normally we have a Spin the Wheel in store. And last year we did something different, because normally we have the Spin the Wheel, you tap on the screen and you spin it. Last year we did something different with QR code, and then you could use your own phone tap, and then you just show us what you win. It could be a cap, it could be a shirt, it could be a flash drive, it could be a memory, it could be different merch that we have from our partners that because we did this in collaboration like with Uno Techno, with Epson, with Critical Power, with all those different partners, and they provided merch to as well that you could win. So you don't necessarily have to win on the Fun Friday. Maybe you don't win with the annual raffle, but you can win something when you reach there too as well, right?
And this is both at our Belize City branch and our Belmont branch.
Okay, so lots of opportunities for people to win something over at FULTEC. Are there any other things that we can look forward to with FULTEC Systems this year?
Yes, so again, going back to the deals, I should be releasing some promotions on some laptops. You could go and check those out before the end of the day. Those laptops are specifically for high schoolers. You're going into high school and you need a laptop, and nowadays you have to be very specific with what you need in terms of RAM, the hard drive, and all these laptops that we're featuring. The minimum to start with the operating system is Windows 11. That is the latest operating system. When it comes to the RAM, we start at 8, which is what we recommend, but 16 is better. We still have an option as well with 16, and those options are in brands HP and Lenovo. We are expecting some Dells, which are like our best sellers when it comes to for students. And as well, we'll be releasing some deals on some printers for students, printers for teachers. So they could go and check that out. And we'll also be doing some promotions as well on backpacks. So look out for that. And we got some nice set of different backpacks this year that are very colorful, very lively, I would say. Versus the
student friendly.
Student friendly. Because normally we get the black, we get the gray, we get those.
You can't go wrong with black or gray.
Brighter colors.
But for somebody who wants something look nicer, you could check that out too as well on our page.
Wonderful. So we have our grand raffles. There's so many deals on deals. So you have to keep up with FULTEC Systems Facebook page, Instagram page for all the latest deals and the lives, and of course your grand raffle at the end of the month. Congratulations on 34 years.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and we're going to take a quick break. When we return, we're going to be running a little bit of a feature. It's the Running W. Gimme Some of the Nice Thing. We'll be right back.
Running W, an enterprise that has been delivering top quality meat for 4 decades. Today, we'll be taking you on an exclusive tour to find out where and how the quality meats are prepared, how the business has remained climate friendly, and why you always want some of the nice things.
Now we got all of the nice thing. Got Running W, brand meats, number one when it comes to meats. You can find food meats all over the country. Running W, brand meats.
So Sabrina, we're here on the Running W Ranch. We are in the center of a very integral part of our ranching, which is our pasture management system.
Okay.
So what we have here is on an 80-acre plot, we've divided it into 4 20-acre pastures, and we rotate 200 heads of cattle on this.
So what we're looking at essentially right now is 200 cattle?
200 heads of cattle, that's right.
Wow.
And they rotate starting from one pasture, graze that down, move to the next, and so on for a 4-week rotation till they come back to the pasture that they've started. So a key part in our sustainable management is also knowing your soil type and grass type that's best fit for your soil. So most of our ranch, we use Mombasa, which is a very deep-rooted grass. It's very good because it handles the dry well. It's high in protein and high in fiber, and it has a very high regrowth rate, so it grows back really fast.
Quickly.
So by the time the animals have done one rotation, the pasture that they've started and now come back to is well over the height of the fence.
And it's a perfect cycle.
perfect cycle that continues. This is great because we avoid the use of bush hogs and other fuels.
I also recognize you have some bamboo trees over there that looks quite lovely. Let's talk about some of the diverse areas over here. You mentioned something about a cooling system that creates.
Right, so a part of our sustainable management system is that our animals need shade. They need to keep cool and they need a spot to ruminate, right? So what we've done, because these bamboo take about 3 years to grow to this height, so we've planted them and we're calling them our cooling tunnels.
They look like tunnels a little bit.
They are very cool. The breeze blows right through them. So after the cattle graze the entire pasture, they can come, they can rest under here.
And cool off.
And cool off. They also keep it cool because they eat some of the bamboo, so that also gives that tunnel effect. This is our wastewater treatment system. And so it's all the wastewater from our processing plant comes to these ponds and it goes through a natural treatment system. So at the end of it, we're putting clean water into our leach field. So this first one here is a settling pond. So all the solids settle to the bottom. And then it's all one higher than the other. So gravity feeds to the second pond where it naturally reduces the nitrate and nitrite levels in the water, and it goes to the third pond where natural cleansing continues until it's released from the third pond into the leach field. And so we are sure that we're naturally cleaning the wastewater from our processing plant and putting it back into the ground. In continuing along the lines of sustainable management, we found it important to invest in a solar plant. So from sunup to sundown, we're producing clean energy for our processing facility.
How many solar panels do you have
So
out there?
we currently have 450 solar panels and it giving us about 180 kilowatts. Over the last 40 years, Running W has put a lot of emphasis on two main things, sustainability and food safety, both on the ranch and in the processing plant. We have highlighted to you on the farm, like what we've done, which is knowing your soil and grass type, properly managing your pastures with pasture rotation, using our cooling tunnels, and then we've had our solar plant, we have a wastewater treatment system, and then also inside of our processing plant where we have many systems that we've implemented, including GMPs, SOPs, SSOPs, HACCP, and traceability. So all of these things combined, and there's many more that I'm not mentioning, are something that I think it's good to let the Belizean people know that we've been here, but we've been working climate smart and food safe to make.
All right, we showed you everything from the inception, where you would get your beef from. We even showed you in the farm, yeah?
Yes.
But now it's time for the kitchen. I'm joined, of course, by our local Belizean celebrity chef. He is an ambassador for Running W, and what I really love about Sean is that he represents brands of quality.
Yes.
Sean, let's talk about that just before we even get into making food.
Yeah, so I'm Sean Quillen and I represent Running W, and it wasn't a hard choice to say yes when they approached me, right? Because like you said, I represent brands of quality and things that I really do believe in. If I don't believe in it, I will not stand behind it, beside it, front it, nothing. And Running W is one of these companies that is so easy because you've been on the farm.
Yeah.
And they feel good about it, the sustainability, the practices. It's a Belizean owned company, 40 years, third generation, I guess. Everything about it feels so good. And
it feels authentic.
It is authentic.
Belizean.
And again, the respect for it is like a fisherman who eats his lobster. He knows the work that when they do it, and you certainly have a appreciation.
Yeah.
And I have an appreciation for cooking Running W. Beef, pork, and lamb.
Yeah. So I want to say, first of all, thank you for allowing me to join you in the kitchen. I am no pro. I know you are joined by your apprentice, Chef Kenton. So I want to say thank you for having me amongst greatness right now. Please take it easy on me.
No.
But I am here at your disposal. What are we making?
Well, what are we not making? So we're in the month of September. And September is patriotism, right?
Yes.
Celebration.
So you're telling me we'll cook some red, white, and blue
We want to
beef?
cook red, white, blue. So we have a lot of meat to play with, and I have no plan because whatever you grab, we are cooked today.
So this is like rolé, meat rolé,
Meat rolé, catch. Meat rolé, meat rolé. Let's go, dale, 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 dale.
Wait, I wasn't prepared.
No, you're prepared, huh?
Wait, you're throwing away the salt.
Watch out.
I'll go and get it myself.
But yes, baby back ribs, quarter pounder, beef, already, you know.
And I think I have an idea that we'll be doing some burgers.
Yes, but we got burgers, so we just give it to Kenton. Kenton, cook that for us.
All right, it's done.
And
TV
then,
done.
Something like this. Like I said, I didn't have a plan, but this is a marinated beef fajitas. I want to show you how easy, right? You don't cook home, right?
I cook.
Well, you cook. Let's open that for me, see what scissors there.
Well, I mean, you know about putting on the spot.
Easy as that. I want to show you how easy it is.
Okay.
Because it's a running W. We don't got marinated meats for you. All you have to provide are the charcoal and the cold beer. Nothing else. I mean, remember with the lime, with the party, with the carnival.
To the grill.
To the grill. What I like with running W too, we cater to everyone. We cater to the home cooks, to the housewives. People, you know, school just opened this week. You want a quick lunch? Grab 1 7-bone steak, put it on the grill. You want a quicker lunch? Look at this. 1 pound of ground beef. And I mean, really, we took and we made 1 ounce meatballs, and of course 16 ounces in a pound, and we get perfectly 16 meatballs. So from here, what you do, season it for me. Look here. Just put some salt and pepper.
Okay, now the pressure begins.
No, just dash it. Don't worry, man. I'm gonna put some oil here.
Oh my gosh, school almost done. Time to get the picnic. All right, done season. Let's go.
Look here, you just go like this. You roll them so, and bam. Give Kenton a little bit of tomato paste, whole tomato, fresh tomato. You can put ricotta. I mean, it's a stew, it's a braise. It's, you know, traditionally we put ricotta and a little bit of water. Looking at this pot, Kenton again. Kenton make rice and beans.
That your rice and beans, Kenton?
And the man
Kenton, you that rice and beans look like that cough of a fire hat.
The cough of a fire hat straight out of Hopkins Village. Now we have a breakfast sausage here.
So you would pair this with the beans?
I would put this in at the beans to make the beans sexy.
Oh, Shan, let me show you how my meat on the grill is going.
That's ready for come off. Huh?
Hey, oh, this ready already? I thought okay, all right.
Yes, because it's beef.
Okay. What are we doing
when
now?
We make a burger. We have a quarter pounder here at Running W. It's square, and we have the regular patties that's seasoned. This one is not seasoned. Remember, it's so easy. Open it, put it on the grill there, Riverside. You don't have to carry salt and pepper.
And we are about to build our burger now.
Yes, build the burger.
All righty. So what, is that a mixture of?
Just mustard and a little bit of mayonnaise.
Okay. And this is gonna have bacon as well? Wow, this one a rich burger.
By the way, we have 5 types of bacon at Running W. When you say bacon, and not just any bacon. We got junior bacon, butcher select bacon.
Bacon?
Yeah, because the good one. Listen, Running W, this yellow pack, always in the fridge.
When it comes to Running W,
I'm telling
bacon.
These sausages. If you ever got a agriculture and trade show.
That's definitely what I know Running W for, the Italian sausages.
For the Italian, and we got it mild, we got it spicy.
Fun fact, I just had this yesterday.
Yeah. Give me the lime, give me the party. But you know what? Sausage can't go wrong. So you put that one, I put that one, grab and
on the grill?
Any way you want, right? That's all. This is your grill, you know.
All right.
Let's go, Baya.
All right, what are we doing?
What
We're
are we
preparing
doing?
for?
All right, look what Kenton do.
Wow, Kenton, not time for lunch already, but we're not done preparing. We still have a business for run,
I just want to remind you what Kenton make. Kenton, what you make here?
The burger.
We got a quarter pounder, which is a square. This is a new product, by the way. Then we got the ground beef, 16. We pair that with rice and beans. You could feed,
You could feed 5.
Easily. And then we took the chili beans with some breakfast sausage. And we made it look okay. It look like a nacho. It can be like, oh man.
That looks wonderful, Kenton. I love the idea, the way that you mixed, you paired the chili beans with the ground meat to create some form of a dip. That's very innovative as well. So we have here with us marinated pork skirt.
Marinated pork skirt. Okay, skirt. Skirt, like from your, you know, they got skirt steak. If the cow got it, the animal, the beef got it, the pork got it too. So we take it, And then we just go over here, see?
Uh-huh.
They got ballet in Jamal, he look like the dreads. Watch how he look. This is how you ballet dread look.
Wow.
And you just drop it. So we're gonna put some skirt steak there. And again, quite affordable because it's not like the tenderloin or the higher cuts of meat. But if you want the higher cuts of meat, and if you are a restaurant and you want higher cuts of meat, of course, we have the tenderloin of beef, we have the aged ribeye, we have the black Angus ribeye, we have the tira de costilla, which is the short rib. You can get the short rib a little bit of fat, you could get it big and beautiful like this. You could get anything.
What are we doing over here?
You notice a guy like this, easy.
Jerk seasoning.
All right. So fast I did this thing.
Yes.
I just opened a bottle of jerk. This is the red one, I got the green one. This is pork ribs, gorgeous. There's no reason to go buy that one for me.
And you need no other seasoning, just that.
Just put that there. So we took the pork skirt.
Uh-huh.
So the pork skirt is already marinated. We put it on the grill. Beautiful. You could put smoked pork, you know, whatever it is.
Because a lot of times people associate salpicon with smoked pork.
Smoke.
But you can really just grill your same meat.
Yes, you grill it, you put it there. You did a river, remember you did a river. So you put that in there. Pico de gallo, everybody knows what's a pico de gallo.
Yes.
Lime juice, you could put a little bit sour orange, you call it naranja agre. You put some onions, tomatoes, cilantro.
That looks lovely,
and you
Sean.
put that right there, so. And you put some chips. Man, what more you want? Remember, we're celebrating. Kenton make one fajita. We got salpicon. We got chili beans with breakfast sausage. We got meatballs with rice and beans. We got burger. Remember, we got 100 cuts of meat, you know.
Yes.
100 plus. This is called the cowboy or the tomahawk. Now, what it is, it's a ribeye steak, right?
Okay.
And ribeye is very flavorful.
All right.
Ribeye has a lot of, remember when you met up on the farm, you talk about marbling and genetics. This is what it is. No, it has a rib, so you look, that is beautiful, eh?
That is beautiful.
Salt.
Oh my gosh.
Don't worry about the salt because I take piece of meat. Black pepper.
Wait, let me do black pepper.
Yes, darling. I like to put some oil and make it not stick. Salt, black pepper. Cranker. So you take this and you follow the meat, I will drop on right here. And Sabrina, if you think that made beautiful.
That was beautiful.
We have, this is called the tri-tip. Tri-tip because it has like a triangle, 3 tips. We also sell a cut called the picanha. Sometimes you go to the American Airlines and you see the sky malls.
Is this salt on it already?
We put the salt, darling.
Oh my gosh.
You know, the farm, the genetics, the grass, the love, the butcher. When it comes to me, what I could do? Just add salt because with that they never got. And then, follow me, Sabrina.
Where do you put it?
We go right on the grill, Sabrina, darling. And look on the fire now. And Rick, I want to give you fire, Rick. Look on the fire now, darling. Koya, why you dey run for? Why you dey run for?
All right.
Look on it, how it's gorgeous, show. Yes, you just put on so and you
Sean, are you okay?
I am.
Let me try that. I want to see.
I want to pat it. Hey, yo, pat it, darling. Pat it like you mean. Eat it. Pat it. Ay! The porterhouse, I want a steak whether like, it's a T-bone steak, but T-bone steak thinner, right? A porterhouse has a certain diameter when it comes to this is a tenderloin. This is a strip loin. This can be sold separately. This can be sold separately. When you keep it on a bone like this and you have a 3/4 inch diameter, it's a porterhouse. Now these are like, you get 2 for 1. You go to a restaurant, you're getting the best of both worlds. This is a New York strip.
Wow.
Tenderloin, bone in, right from Belize. You want to put it on? You put it on.
Yes.
Right there.
Okay.
On the angle so.
All right.
Beautiful girl. How that's how you can cook?
What? Who said that?
But how pretty, man.
This is the mild.
And everybody loves these sausages, eh?
This is the spicy.
Spicy and the mild. But everybody loves Rodney W sausage.
Yes,
man,
they do.
Man. This is the tomahawk, also called the cowboy steak. It's a ribeye, bone-in, sexy, center of plate. Look here, man. You have some sausages. You could take off the pork finger.
All right, look at that,
Oh my
guys.
goodness.
Wow.
Put a little bit of some kind of your favorite sauce on that.
Hmm.
And then here we have the porterhouse. Look for meat. And like we recap, Kenton made a beautiful burger.
Yes.
Quarter pounder meat, seasoned patties. We made and we show you how you could stretch your dollar. With 1 pound of meat, you get 16 meatballs. Healthy meatballs too, they no value skinny, scrawny thing there.
Yeah.
Rice and beans, we make a leek gravy. Chili beans, breakfast sausage, you could put all kinds of
And
stuff.
you can make a dip from it.
a dip.
We even have salpicon.
Salpicon from the pork skirt. You have smoked pork. You could put endless. Remember, we have beef, pork, and lamb, and then we have a fajita.
Lovely.
You're not hungry by now, Namu?
I am. I've been slaving in
Oh,
the
the
kitchen.
sweat.
We
hungry.
work so hard. I can't. I have so much respect for you guys, Kenton. I have to say, you did a phenomenal job.
Thank you,
Sean,
Kenton.
thank you for allowing me in your
Thank you,
kitchen.
ma'am.
We're about to eat. I've seen you and Kenton create
Yes.
some amazing pieces.
Yes, ma'am.
Meats I have never tried in my life, so I'm really excited to try them.
Man, everything nice.
But I know we have something on the grill
Oh,
there
yes,
yet.
oh, yes. We still got the ribs.
So let's go and take that
I feel
off.
like Bosabi. Oh, yes, oh, yes. Oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes. Yeah, Bosabi, play. Ay, 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 Namu. We got the ribs.
All
and
right.
here we have the tri-tip. Motherfucker. What a knife there. Look at beautiful. Watch it, watch it. You get this, Rick? Close, nice. Watch it.
All right.
And then we eat it together, right?
Yes.
1, 2, cheers.
Cheers!
Yeah, girl. Look at this. Now, let me give you a piece of meat that is guaranteed to be tender. It is guaranteed to be flavorful and tender because this is called the tenderloin. This is gonna be melt in your
That
mouth.
looks so amazing.
Guaranteed.
So, we took you on an experience over here at Running W, where you get quality meats every time. I'm so proud and appreciative to have been given the opportunity to see how these meats are prepared, how they're raised, why they are one of the longest standing companies here in Belize. 40 years of service. This company not only gives you quality meat, but they do it sustainably. Overall, we have something for everyone here. We have to close with the slogan of Running W, because at the end of the day, when you don't create all of this food,
Aye, boy.
there's only one thing you can say, right?
1, 2, 3. Give me some of the nice things.
Give me some of the nice thing. Give me some of the nice thing. Give me some of the nice thing. Give me some of the nice thing.
We at FULTEC Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At FULTEC Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomy. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. FULTEC Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
Ever had your card declined? Now it doesn't have to be. Introducing partial authorization. If the card doesn't cover the full amount, it notifies you what's available. You can accept the partial payment and pay the missing balance with a credit card or cash. No decline. Get what you came for. Partial authorization now available. Belize Bank, our country, your bank.
He skipped nights out. Said maybe next time too often. Ramen became a lifestyle. All for this moment, his first car. Protect what you've worked for with RF&G Motor Insurance.
The biggest football event in the world is finally here, and Smart is giving you the chance to play and win. Before every match starts, predict who will win. The more predictions you make, the more chances you have to win. Get 1 point towards your total when you guess the winning team. Predict the exact score and earn up to 4 points. The top scorer at the conclusion of the World Cup wins the grand prize of $2,500 in cash. That's not all. Players get a chance to win weekly prizes. Plus, our quarter-final winner gets a watch party package. Play directly in the Smart app for just 50 cents per entry. Prediction starts June 1st to July 18, 2026. Don't just watch the World Cup. Play along and win with Smart. Smart, bringing people together.
Insurance fact. Did you know with Home Protector Insurance, construction projects can receive insurance coverage from start to finish? We offer a variety of bonds. This includes bid bonds, advance payment bond, performance bonds, or others. Let Home Protector be a part of your team and help safeguard you through your next project. Visit any Home Protector Insurance office near you to learn more.
The next station is not just a place, it's the vacation capital of the world. Mexican Caribbean, the vacation capital.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes, and thank you so much for sticking with us. We are completely out of time for our Monday morning show, Isani, but we want to say a big thank you to all of our guests that came in and had the conversation with us, and a big thank you to you, our viewers, because without you, this would not be possible. It is July 6th, and if it is your birthday today, happy birthday to you. And if you have a birthday shout out or just a question or a comment, you can drop us a line right here at oie@greaterbelize.com. You can also catch our lives on Facebook at Open Your Eyes BZ, and on Instagram our highlights are on OYE Belize. We also have a TikTok page, so follow us there at openyoureyes.bz. And we have our WhatsApp number, so you can call us and text us at 675-2555. But please do us a favor and join us again tomorrow when you open your eyes.
To start your morning right.
Till then, keep your eyes, your minds,
And your hearts open.
We'll see you tomorrow, Belize. Good morning and have a great day. Bye.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.